Good evening. Good evening. It's Monday, January 20th, MLK Day. How's everybody doing today out there? So, introducing Jazzy how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Trying to stay warm out here. Hello, everybody.
I heard that. And a soldier that's been missing in action for about a year and a half now. How you doing, Megan?
Well, more like exactly a year. Don't make it longer. but but yes, I have returned, and I think I'm about to disappear again because
Yeah.
something starts next week. But it's glad to be reunited.
And it feels so good.
Okay.
Reunited.
Thanks for joining
Here we go.
Well, awesome. It's Sir Rich of Rich Gaming.
What up? What up? What up? What up? How it be?
And last but not least, the one.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Like and subscribe. As again, as OG led off with, happy MLK Day. Specifically for those of us who got the day off, or those of us who've taken the courage to say they will not work that day because of respect for someone that did things to us. And if I didn't have the day off or didn't take the day off, I would have did it anyway. So
I know that's
not
right. It's
about
my day.
it is about gaming today.
I would have did it anyway. Can't nobody stop me. Won't stop. Go stop.
No, because one of my buddies worked today, and I told him that you a VP and you should have taken the day off. And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna do it next year." I said, "Okay." I said, "Others will follow once you start." But needless to say, let's get into what's going on. It's the gaming week. It's a lot of stuff going on in the world of gaming. A lot of stuff that happened last week. The Xbox little showcases this week. Developer showcases Thursday at noon Central. I think it's noon Central Standard Time. I will be watching wherever I am, but I will be watching, viewing, and having
Right.
comments. And that being said, my frat on TV on the football game. I mean, on the basketball game. I just saw that on the NBA.
Nice. Shout out to him.
I know this. They are on the NBA because it's MLK Day and everyone's, honoring MLK. And since Martin Luther King was a member of my fraternity, they had it on TV. So I'm proud of that.
Oh,
Nevertheless,
I didn't know
let's get
that.
back to it.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with what we've been doing, what we've been playing. So guess what? The Mega Elixir, you in college, we're going to start off with you. What you been playing?
It's been a while.
Okie dokie then. Well, I kind of had a little bit of a Sonic marathon. I played Sonic Frontiers, and I played Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. I also I'll say I tested out some games on my ROG Ally to see how they run. You know.
What
Where did you get a
games?
ROG Ally?
Oh, I'm assuming Double M haven't told you that.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for you.
But yeah, I
Oh,
do have one. Yeah.
okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so you're graduating from a Nintendo Switch?
I- I'll say I have the best of both worlds.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so anything else you've been playing?
pretty much it.
That's it. All right. OG, what about you?
Me, I've been getting into the cyberpunk story. The Idris Elba just took me in. And Path of Exile, I'm still playing that. What else? What else? I put a few emulators on my Ally, the Dreamcast and the PSP.
Nice. What Dreamcast games you got? If it's a long list, you can tell me later. But
Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
Yeah,
Because we will
this is
not.
No.
We will not.
it's
We
not
will
illegal
not
because he has all
discuss.
the originals, right? Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's just
Right,
making
right,
copies for
right.
himself. That's all.
There you go. Okay. I
Yeah.
want to make sure. I want to make sure.
That's why I kept
We do not
that's why
do that here.
that's why I kept it vague. But anyway, continue.
Okay.
I do have a few games lingering around here in this house.
A few, quote unquote.
Stop incriminating yourself.
As long as Shenmue
But,
is one
yeah.
of them.
Funny till it's not.
That's all I've been playing.
Cool.
Okay. Jazimoto, what you been playing?
I've been playing Skyrim. Actually streamed a little bit of that today.
Okay.
Skyrim, and I streamed that frustrating game I was talking about, Make Good
Oh,
Choices.
did you?
Yep. That is something else. Maybe later I'll put a clip on if y'all ain't see it, but that game is ridiculous. It's fun. You always say, "Oh, this is my last try." It's pissing me off, and then you keep going. It's one of those. But shoot, what else? Oh yeah, I also played a little bit of Call of Duty with my friend today. She was doing the Squid Games, and I think that's about it. Yeah. A lot of time on
Okay.
Skyrim. Oh no, we played Elden Ring together. We did. Was that Friday you streamed it?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah. So yeah, some Elden Ring.
Okay. Okay.
But that's it.
Okay. Serge, what about you?
Well, as she said, we're playing Elden Ring. I was playing some ranked in Marvel Rivals. We got to bronze 2. It's like
Nice.
ridiculous trying to solo, but
Nice.
finding a good team every once and again is cool because it's like everybody wants to do their own thing and no one wants a team. Every time I win, every single person goes to the goal, to the mission, and we camp it. So, and no one likes to be heals or the tank, which is weird. Everyone wants to be the fun DPS.
Shoot, I need to get
And
better
that's no good.
because I
You know, I
like
was
that
think
heal
I
character.
was thinking about playing that game. I actually have yet to like download it.
Do it. I tried it for the first
it's
time
fun.
yesterday. It's not bad. Oh yeah, add that to my game list.
It's
not
like a
bad.
it's like a team-based shooter, like Overwatch, right?
Yeah, but I
But
will admit it feels a
with
little
all the
bit better
Marvel
than
characters,
Overwatch.
if you have a knowledge of Marvel characters, it helps because it's all these nuances in the characters that you don't know about. They tell you about the main abilities and stuff, but it's all these nuances in the way you can play with them, and you have to play with them and figure it out. For instance, Captain America and Shield can block a lot of stuff. Even Iron Man's ultimate, he can reflect it right back at his face.
Ooh.
Oh wow, nice. Ultimates.
Yeah, some moves counteract ultimates, so they don't kill you or redirect them at the person using them.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, it is. What else? Oh, Borderlands 3. I was playing that, just palling around in
Oh
that.
yeah, did I play that with you?
You know that game is
Messing
$5.99 like every other week on Game. I'm not Game. Yeah, Game Pass sale.
It's a good game
Probably.
still.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
$5.99.
Yeah, it's still fun for me. It's like a game. It's a turn off your brain game.
Okay. If
Yeah,
you like
he
it, I
had me
love it.
playing some of that with him last week.
I need
Playing,
like
have fun.
I need like folks for like I need like people to like play with me because I was
Hello.
thinking about like
Nice
playing
to
the
meet you.
Borderlands game. Yeah.
Got two here.
Mhm. You get better stuff too when you get more teams.
Yeah.
More enemies and better stuff. And
Anything else?
and I was playing Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. And that was it.
Okay.
That I can think of. I think that was it.
Okay. Per usual, I play my regular games, Call of Duty and Call of Duty and Call of Duty. And I'm
Hello,
gonna
Dinner.
Duty
And
Call.
Call of Duty.
say Call of Duty. But I don't know if you guys noticed this because I don't think you guys participated in this activity as much as I did. But since they changed the achievements for Microsoft to get a daily achievement, I don't do it as much, but I still get all the points, and I think they should make you get achievements so I can get back in it. But I have to get back getting my achievements this week, and I'm gonna start playing the games again because, unfortunately and fortunately, it's a double-edged sword. But we were playing Elden Ring, and I had a blast. I mean, I have been, I'm saying, yeah, I want to talk because I had a blast. First I was just leveling myself up, and I just think in order to play Elden Ring, you gotta, you gotta level yourself up.
And we
But
beat the boss
yeah,
first
They
try.
ragdoll you.
I recorded
but
it. I ain't stream it, but
did
that
you?
was fun. Yep.
Yeah, but I will say I have that was my first time playing the game with people, and it adds so much more life to it. And
Mhm.
we were playing it, Jazz and Serge just like, we're invaded. I'm like, what the devil are you talking about? This is us.
What's that red thing over there? What's he want?
Some, we were invaded because somebody's coming to attack us. I'm like, really? So we got attacked a couple of times. Once, I think twice they caught us off guard. They got us. But the other times they attacked us, we destroyed them. I mean, I had no top of a castle.
Yeah, that was funny. It's like you turn
Had to
around that
find.
way. I
They
got my
had to
eyes on the
find me.
door. I'll let you know if he's coming up the ladder.
It was, I mean, that was fun. I mean, because I have to say that was fun because you're like, hey, here comes an invader trying to take out, and not even just I think it's just the opportunity to forget the red finger or whatever you call it. Because when I got to that stage we were trying to get to, they would let me be an invader, so I got those
Oh
fingers you got
yeah,
talking about.
awesome,
Yeah, so that's what I picked
Hmm.
up. Like I got
perfect.
those
So we can
fingers
pick up
today.
next time.
You're right. So that was fun. I mean, I was like, oh, okay. So just being able to play that, but it takes a lot of your time.
Yeah, it
Elden Ring is
does.
Yeah.
too time consuming
The thing I like
because you can
about that
spend.
though, you didn't have to defeat them as long as you did it 3 times. All right, cool. Check it off. Moving on.
Yeah, true, true, true. But it was fun. So we had a great time, and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night on Friday night. Yeah, I know I'll be ready.
Yeah, you was up late.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still full of
I'm like,
life. Like,
okay,
yo,
realize I've been up since 2:30 and it's already 11:30. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm like, we had a blast because I really had a great time playing Elden Ring. So that game is just took a lot of my time. And I'm finding things, and I fought some more battles today. I beat this one guy up. So I'm like, okay, it's good. So that's
Nice.
what I've been playing. And I'll probably search some more and go into this dungeon because I want this shield or whatever, a spell to give me 30% more damage. So something like that I gotta find. And then I gotta, since we beat Roderick, I'm on my way to the next quest. But that being said, let's get on to these topics. And our first topic is earlier this last week, because we're on Monday, couldn't be this week, earlier this week, because that would have been yesterday. Needless to say, somebody went out. I heard a beep. What do you guys think about Ubisoft and its their assets may be broken up as founders seek deal with major Chinese uh, the publisher, which is who is that?
10 cent.
Tencent.
They everywhere.
What do y'all think about that? Jazz, did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about it. I was reading over it earlier, but there are some reservations about this that I really don't feel comfortable sharing with on stream, and I'm sure you catch my drift.
Yeah, I know that. See, I know
So,
what you
but
mean.
on
Share
the
what you can. Share your thoughts.
yeah,
Initial thoughts.
on the other hand, are they the ones that were involved with Wukong? Or am I
Yep.
thinking of another one? No, it's just a
No.
Chinese developer. But yeah, they're everywhere. I'm not mad at it. And they have, and I brought up Wukong as an example just to say that they know what they're doing as
Busy.
far as gaming. So
Busy.
yeah, they've been busy. So I mean, it looks like something I'd be willing to check out. My type of game. So
Okay. So
Ubisoft
what
as
do
a
you think
whole.
if they break
Hmm.
Ubisoft up? What's going to go where? I don't see how they can break Ubisoft up in assets. Are you saying you get this franchise, you get this franchise, you get that franchise? Who gets
That's what
Ghost
I'm thinking.
Recon?
Because
I
Yeah,
mean,
it might
what
think
can
about
you
be
how
it
many
might be
different
Like
franchises
franchises
they
or
got.
like
genres.
selling their IPs or something.
they
Hmm.
said break up into different
Oh, so they
and
just
what I
straight
said
up said that. Okay.
yeah, but
So that's
b-
like Rainbow Six and For
Assassin's
Honor,
Creed, Ghost Recon.
Assassin's Creed.
okay, speaking of
Hmm.
Ghost Recon, did that do well? That was a hot seller, wasn't it, when they redid the Ghost Recon, whatever that was?
Yeah,
I didn't play that.
I'm not
yeah,
sure
they did
exactly, but I
decent.
think it did already.
Okay, so that I don't see I don't. Okay, this is an open question for anybody. I don't see, and any of you guys can jump in. I don't see uh breakup or what's the difference between breakup or distributing assets? Because there may be
That's
some assets I
yeah.
don't want. And are you going to say that the Assassin's Creed is the most popular one, or is it Ghost Recon? It's the most popular. What is the most popular one?
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed.
Assassin's
Creed.
Creed by far. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, no
people like
I
doubt.
Ghost
think it has
Recon,
a
but come on.
most bang for name is
I see more Assassin's Creed bumper stickers on
Assassin's Creed.
cars than Ghost Recon and
It's
Destiny.
definitely
What
Assassin's
about, well, I like what you call it, just as good. Far Cry.
Yeah, those are good.
I forgot about Far Cry too.
So I don't
That's
understand what the breakup's going to be about. That's my point. What is it? And the thing that it irritates me most about this is because the whole Assassin's Creed in Japan, it's made up bogus crap because one of the characters is a woman and more specifically a character is black. You're not going to convince me that you're trying to say, and I'm going to talk about this because I don't care and don't care what anyone thinks. If you can have Tom Cruise in a movie, no one says a doggone thing, and you're in a video game and it's everything in the video game is exaggerated. All of duty is exaggerated. You think you can get shot by a gun and keep moving? Think you can slide and shoot people? No, everything is exaggerated. So you mean to tell me
Sure you
what
can,
is
but
it?
not at that freaking caliber.
What is it about a video game that you're going to go in and say, well, you're not representing the Japanese culture? They had a conversation. So I think a lot of this because they're nervous and they keep pushing the game back. It's in feudal Japan. This is not like going far like there was never a black samurai, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's a video game.
is that why they have a
And
problem with
Westerners
Ainu people?
want to come in and say something about that and get angry and call it wokeism. But it's okay for you to be everywhere. It's not wokeism. But if anybody else is anywhere, it's wokeism. How dare you have a person of color in any place? So I'm gonna always stick to this BS now. And people don't like it, you're not gonna shut me up. But that is what scares me about this whole breakup. I think they're going to redo, change Assassin's Creed, and the black guy's not going to be as prominent. And I don't know how that is because they're trying to sell the company, so they're doing major things. We'll see, but that's my thought. Anyone else have anything to say about this whole breakup or distribution of assets or re-ownership or whatever?
I do. I don't like Tencent just jumping in and owning everything. They the world's biggest game owner now.
Like Alibaba.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
they actually own like a little part of Epic Games. You know that, right?
They own
Right.
No.
part of they own a
Yeah.
part of Epic. They buy interest in all these companies.
Yeah.
I don't know what their intentions are, and if Ubisoft is trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. They selling the IPs off, or I, you don't know.
The only like situation I know from like I guess Ubisoft's plans is that I thought that they're trying to like like remaster plan of games because I heard like kind of like a rumor like that because like with like the Prince of Persia remake and Beyond Good and Evil HD, and there was also a rumor that they were going to like I guess remaster or remake like Rayman 3. And I wonder if their strategy is like, yeah, nothing new is working. Let's go back and like redo these old games and like resell them. So it's kind of telling to me that it's possible that they're really not doing financially well in a sense.
Oh, they're not. No,
Yeah,
no,
they
they're
said
not. You're
that.
right.
They're
Yeah,
not.
I just hope they don't sell them
Ubisoft is
off. But that wouldn't make sense if they're trying to, increase their visibility / profitability. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I hope they don't end up selling them off. Like, oh, we own it, so we gonna do this. We gonna, I don't know.
I think what
I
they
mean,
want to happen. Go ahead.
I was going to say I don't want to see these IPs disappear, especially under 10 cent. You know, all of a sudden we're not getting Assassin's Creed year in year out and Far Cry and
Yeah, Far Cry
the
and
last time we
Division.
had
I
a
still enjoy Division.
Assassin's Creed year in, year out. That's Assassin's Creed of old. They haven't done that for some time.
Well, here's my thing, and I think it's a ploy. Ubisoft is a publicly traded company, and this is speculation, just me. They're trying to drive the stock price down so low that when 10 cent loan that Guillemot family or buy interest of, say for instance, Ubisoft circa 2019, 2020 was worth almost between $8 and $10 billion, something like that. Y'all remember that? Now I don't
yeah,
think they're worth more than $1 billion to $2 billion. So they lost over 75 to 80% of their value.
Dang.
that's nuts.
So what
In a
if
short
now
amount of time, too.
is a very short amount of time? What if they drive the stock price down again intentionally so the Gilliam family and 10 Cent can buy everything up and the shareholders lose out because the stock price is so low, they'll buy out. I think there's some creative things going on with management to drive the stock down so they can get ownership of the company.
Should we buy some?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
somebody else will come in here and swoop in. Maybe somebody like EA and buy them
I
off.
guess,
What money?
I guess
What
you
EA
get.
money?
EA got money. EA has money. If you would have said Sony, I would have said, "Nah, I agree with you." But EA has money. That's soccer and college
All the
football.
lawsuits they've been dealing with
Ooh, what lost?
in the UK and stuff because of the
Oh,
gambling and all that, the loot box fiasco they had to pay up for.
Oh, was they doing okay? Their stock price is doing okay. I don't think anybody got to worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
They got quiet after that too, though.
Yeah, they did. But remember, college football was the top selling. Their football meaning their soccer, because they left the soccer league and formed their own game because they didn't want to pay. They're doing that. That's the number one game. And the regular NFL game is still in the top 5, 10.
Still doing well.
So it's doing well. They have properties. EA is no joke. They get
I'm just saying enough to buy something and make it successful. That's what I meant.
you mean successful?
Do
That's
they
a
have money to buy something and to make it work? Do they have money like that?
They got money till they can borrow money. Now making it work, I don't know. Anybody can borrow something. But anyone else have anything to say about this Ubisoft?
I'm just wondering how it's really going to go because I do feel like I'm just wondering how if it will like go through or not. The whole like breaking up like asset stuff. I'm just wondering how that's going to be, implemented.
That's a good question because I sure as the devil don't know.
How they gonna break it down? What will be broken down?
I don't see
Dividends
how you can
split
break it
or
down. I don't think
or
But
you have to
Ubisoft,
take this with that.
but 10 Cent wanted to make sure that no other publisher could come in and buy anything. They wanted to keep
Hmm.
control.
Well, how you do that
That's
without
crazy.
buying everything or putting up some kind of loan money or something? Like, here's some money here.
Let me help you out real
Float
quick.
yourself. Don't let nobody buy nothing
Hey,
else. I'll be back later.
For real.
maybe Microsoft will swoop in there now since somebody has left office as of today.
Well, here's the thing about that, and this is where I was going to go. I don't see how 10 Cent could buy them. If they start down that road of buying and the EU doesn't say anything about it, that would be shocking to me because they were all up Microsoft. But for 10 Cent, they're slowly buying all these. And they don't own 100%, but they own interest. They don't own controlling interest, but they're slowly owning specific entities.
Yeah, they got their hand in everywhere,
Whoa.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Gotcha.
I mean, like, what
Everywhere.
IPs have 10 Cent made recently?
Oh my
I mean,
goodness. Let's see. Because they've taken a lot of IPs and they've been making money.
Well, they have interest in a lot of companies that have put out games, correct?
they just haven't made no games, just themselves.
I don't think
Okay.
10 Cent, they're a
PUBG
publisher.
Moto,
So
Mobile, Assassin's Creed, Jade, Delta Force, Undawn,
Mhm.
Alchemy Stars, Arena Breakout, whatever that is.
Yeah, so
yeah,
what they do is they get games and then they transform into a mobile
yeah, and then they own that other little kitty
mobile
game.
IP.
They own that
I
kitty
think
game.
I
Okay.
You know that kitty game. That
Fork
little
knife.
flying, no, that little flying kid or the dog or whatever that is. It's like a Mario game.
Hmm.
Anyway, I don't play it, so it don't matter.
I think they own that Japanese studio that they shut down. They created like a game for Square Enix called Visions of Mana.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
It looked like they get a piece of it and then when they get a chance they buy the whole thing. Because they took over Funcom, they took over Shark Mob. And then you just had personal investments in those and then
They slowly bought
they
off
took them over.
controlling interest.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot they
Oh
owned
Fluctuated
some
wow!
of.
at
Look
100%.
at this. This is
Oh,
10th in 2017. I didn't even know about this. 10 Cent Games unveiled its flagship gaming platform, We Game, with Game of Thrones. I didn't know about that.
who would have
Game of
thought?
Thrones for smartphones. Yeah.
Like I said, they've been working. They got their hands in almost everything.
Call of Duty
They got
Mobile.
100% of Riot Games, of
I
course.
was just about to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's under their subsidiary, Teeny Studio Group. So they got tentacles out there.
I think they
Hmm.
bought Riot Games like a long time ago, like back in
Yeah, they
2011.
did. And
Yeah.
then that's when it really started being good on the mobile right after 10 cent because they started using their mobile technologies to boost it. Because it used to be PC.
All right, so we'll see how that turns out in the near future. And last week, everyone, we had an interesting announcement that we knew was forthcoming that everyone was talking about. But the debut or the discussion around the Nintendo Switch being announced last week. And what do you guys think about the expectation of the analysts saying that it can sell 20 million in the first year? And are you guys excited? So let's go to the guest person today and get his feels. What did you think about when you heard it? Did you see it? What are you looking for it to do different than the original Switch? So, Mega, what about you? What did you think?
For me, I'd say basically I was just pretty much glad and relieved that they they just announced that they announced the Switch 2 because like there's like so many like rumor videos and it was kind of getting to the point where I was actually kind of getting sick of them. I may sound
Uh,
like a broken record here, but like the wait for it first and foremost, it was pretty like it was pretty long, and that's probably because like last summer like the investors meeting, Nintendo was like, yes, there's going to be a Switch successor, and we'll announce it this physical year, and that's pretty much all they said. They kind of kept quiet about it for like months, but in terms of like the actual trailer, um I was like, yeah, that's pretty much like expected because the console pretty much like got leaked in terms of like how it looks, like pretty much like weeks prior.
yeah, they got the color scheme down. It's not bright
Yeah,
in your
it,
face.
it looked exactly like the leaks, but the trailer itself, it's one of those. It has like it doesn't give out like too much information compared to like their previous, I guess you could say, like new console unveilings, which kind of makes me wonder. Like for example, like they haven't like the release date is it just says 2025, but a lot of people are speculating that they're going for like a summer release. And gosh, what's
Yeah,
another?
now
Yeah,
probably coming
now
in
like
June.
it around like May or June because like they have that direct like dedicated to the console on April 2nd. So like somewhere around that, but we also still don't know the price.
400.
True.
But but yeah, the trailer get but yeah, I always had a feeling that it probably was planned like a long time ago for the trailer to send a message that's like, yep, this is the next generation console. Look forward to it later on. But I feel like they unveiled it because like they kind of got caught with like the leaks, which is why to me it feels somewhat rushed, but who knows? It probably was planned to, just to get the word out, this is a sequel console.
To put it out. Go ahead, put it out. They already know about it. Beat them to the
And
punch.
try and try not to create like a Wii U situation
Mm.
where they like focus on like the controller and you have a lot of people wondering, wait, is this a new console? You know?
Can I just say one thing about the controller since you brought it up? I noticed like it's not the trailer I just played, but I did see a separate one where it was dragging around on the surface kind of like a mouse. So I wonder like is it gonna be like a mouse? So I'm thinking y'all gonna release a new Mario Paint because
It
that'd be
looked like a
cool.
mouse. It did look like a
Yeah, you
mouse
know what I'm
though.
talking about? It was dragging across,
Somebody did.
It would
zigzagging.
be
Uh,
I
it
know,
would
somebody
be
did
like
say.
the PlayStation Pad. How the
I know,
PlayStation controller got that on now.
I know it's not like confirmed yet, but those sensors inside like the controller, they do kind of look similar to, well, a computer mouse sensors. But who knows? Maybe that like little animation there is probably foreshadowing it. But yeah, I can see it.
So you think it's gonna sell 20 million in the first year?
There's two factors. There's two big factors for its first year. Number one, the price, and number two, the year one games. I think those
True.
are the biggest factors that will determine like how big the sales will go. If they get the price right and the launch lineup is like really really dope, then I could genuinely see it because like the console has been like hyped a lot, even before like Nintendo even like acknowledged its existence. Like,
Okay, stop.
yeah.
Stop. Let me ask you a question
Yeah.
before you go any further. You keep going on, but tell me the first one that is the most important factor in this. What do you think? And you said if the price is right. So if being the word that you said, what is the price you think will make it sell?
$400.
$399.
Yes.
Okay. How much was the previous one?
300, I think.
300,
2
$299.
99. Okay.
hmm
Okay. Well, okay.
And remember, it got that dock that you can hook it up to the TV, so
Which is extra.
it takes the place of it takes the place
My,
of a home
my
theater.
thing is the competition is going to be pretty stiff this time around.
Yeah, Rogue Ally and all that.
Log Ally, Legion,
Well,
Steam Deck.
you talking about you gonna pay a Rogue Ally and give it to a kid?
Yeah,
People get
different
a
markets. Different
iPads.
markets.
People get
If
iPads for
they
their
have,
kids, but how quickly do they give it after they get broken? How many iPads later do they actually provide to a child?
I was supposed to say, a thing to like keep in mind is that Nintendo's first party software really sells like the hardware itself. Like
Sure,
throughout,
game
That
sell
too.
the unit.
They got things you can only get with Nintendo. That's what really sells it.
like yeah, because like for the past hardware, even with like commercial failures like the Wii U, when you look at software sold, like most sold games and like the console, it's the first party games. But yeah,
I think I think it's going to be priced like the Legion Go S.
how much did
I
that
believe
cost?
it's coming,
But
and
see,
How
it's gonna
much is
be
the cost
priced.
though?
my thing is it gonna be worth it? No disrespect to Nintendo, but like Mega said, what games are gonna be released with it? Because I don't want to buy, and Nintendo's good for it. I'm not talking down to them or anything, but like what games are going to be released is gonna be worth this equivalent price to me getting a ROG Ally? Because you can do so much more with it, but I don't know. Just quick 2 cents.
What about you, Serge?
I feel like the Nintendo market. People buy Nintendo for a reason. People don't buy it for all these reasons, that the same reasons that you had a Rogue Ally. Also, it's a system you pick up and play. You talking about kids. You talking about people who work tons of hours and they picking up the game off their nightstand and playing it. Like, it's a certain audience that get these Nintendos, and it's the same reason why we buy consoles. And if it's at a fair price point, beyond a 300 buy-in plus, you still gotta buy games for that same $300. I can get a ton of games, a ton of classic nostalgia, and all this other stuff. So, and plus, when they talking about the third parties that they about to be able to have access to, that's also a valid point. And if they also come down with a deal with Microsoft and be able to get Game Pass or some kind of Game Pass deal, maybe worth more to a certain audience than a Rogue Ally or a more
Yeah,
expensive. Then
yeah,
because if that's the case, because the people I could see that market you talking about that get a Rogue Ally, I could see them buying a laptop before that, and
Yeah.
before that laptop, I could see them getting a Switch too. So I don't know. And plus, you talking about the market of the people who already own one. That are definite buy-ins. Because Nintendo is one of the few people that got that large definite
Loyalty.
buy-in market. So I think it's a market for it. They gonna get it. It's durable and all types of reasons. So I believe it's gonna sell well. I don't think it's gonna sell out the box, but I think it's gonna hit a decent profit margin for them. And like you say, if they have some games, because they may be the reason why they're not having games is because that's why people were speculating that it was a console, because Nintendo is infamous for not releasing games when it's about to switch over to a new gaming cycle.
Oh yeah,
So
last year was like just B rated like titles. They feel like filler
so they say,
titles last year.
Exactly. So I believe they feel saving stuff for the new release of the system. So it's gonna have games for it. I believe games they release. I don't think it's gonna be many games. It may be like one, maybe two, because they always have at least two. One that's a good single player, one that's a good party game, or something like that. So definitely think it's gonna do well.
The only
Okay.
thing we
It
know,
stays in its lane.
I
What
was
I
gonna
was going
say, the only thing we know in terms of like software for the Switch 2 is that there's going to be a new Mario Kart game, just based off of
Yep.
like the trailer.
More players too. I think it's what 24 people can play in this one.
Yeah, 24
That's
racers.
gonna be
That's
crazy.
insane.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's like the arcade version. That's insane.
Yeah, like last installment was like 12 racers. Now they're like, all right, let's double that, 24.
I can't imagine the amount of red shells that's gonna be hitting people. Oh my goodness.
Oh, them blue
purple
shells.
well,
That's fun.
Everybody shoot the purple shell.
Oh, how many bananas? Ah!
my opinion is that um, if it comes out at $3.99, that's more palatable. But if it comes out at $4.99, I don't think it's gonna hit that 20 million.
Nope.
The only
No.
Make it
only
worth it.
advantages, well, no, it's not only the advantages that Nintendo has over handhelds today, and I'm not even particularly talking about the um well games that's going to release day one. I think the advantages that people don't realize that Nintendo has over the rest of them, even handhelds, is night and day. Is when you play a Nintendo, it's going to last all day. You can barely play a ROG
Oh
Ally
yeah,
or
battery
Lenovo
life. I
Go.
didn't even think about
That
that.
that
Yeah, the
is that
battery.
I
destroys
just,
everything. And then you got to think about holding the device in your hand. Now, my ROG Ally, I'm a grown person, so it's not that bad for me. I'm a man. But when you're talking about 5 year olds, 6 years old to 10 year olds holding something up like a ROG Ally, all those hours, well, 2 hours to play, the fatigue that sets in their hands, that's not comfortable. So you
But
got to
Switch 2
factor.
is bigger than the
it might
Switch 1.
be,
But
I'll,
is the Switch one? Can a kid? I'm not talking about an adult. I'm talking about a kid under 10 years old hold a Switch regardless for over 10 to 15 minutes with no problem because of how light it is, without fatigue, as much as the fatigue they would experience with a ROG Ally or a Lenovo Legion Go. Those are questions that people need to ask because that's part of the ergonomics of it. And as far as the games, I don't think Nintendo is going to launch the Switch 2 without at least 6 games, be it third party, because you know Call of
6?
Duty should be.
Jeez.
You think Call of Duty definitely is going to be there, and I think it'd behoove them to have Call of Duty. What's that other Xbox game they would put on there? What's that other game? That Japanese game, did that go to the Switch already?
Which one?
Which?
The
describe
Xbox,
it.
the Xbox game, the music game.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush? Actually,
Yeah,
no, it's not on Switch yet, actually.
That's a
okay,
Japanese
that's
game.
gonna go.
Ugh.
Probably been holding it off.
That can go. So a lot of the games that went to PlayStation are probably ready to go to Switch. So to me, it's not about Nintendo games. It's more or less it's about the fun game that they have. And I think Microsoft is looking, saying, "Hey, we can put these games there as well." So that whatever you saw on PlayStation, look for those games that released on PlayStation that did not go to Switch. The Sea of Thieves go there.
See if this isn't on there
Okay,
yet.
that's going to go. So all those games that you saw on PlayStation, those are going to be probably day one games or within the release cycle. So I'm not worried about the games. Plus the Nintendo games. Plus I heard that uh, Assassin's Creed is supposed to be on that. That's why they held it up. That's a rumor, but I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. So it reaching 20 million the first year. If it's 3.99, I think it's doable. But if it's 4.99, I don't see it happening that first year. Probably within the 18 to 24 months it'll hit that. But when you start putting consoles, especially handhelds, but I know everyone thinks, well, that people bought a Legion Go and they bought the Rogue Ally, but did 1 million people buy each one, or did 2 million buy it? I don't think those devices sold over 1 million each.
Oh, I think they did.
Did you show me some data?
Look
Because
it
I
up.
don't think
Look it up.
Yeah, someone pull it up because I got this up.
Where you're talking about like Asus ROG Ally sales or like
yeah,
Legion?
I'm
Both.
talking about both of them. If each
Well,
one of them,
he's saying the numbers often are quoted together. What did they sell individually?
Steam Deck
right,
is probably at 20 million itself.
I think you very aggressive. I
I
think
would
you
be hard
very,
pressed to
very
say that.
aggressive. I would not believe that Steam Deck sold anywhere near 20 million. If they sold 20 million, that's almost Xbox territory. Why would they want to license it out to somebody else to use the OS? That is,
And they
um,
said 1 million October 22 and 3 million 2023.
that sounds palatable.
1 million.
So
Excuse me.
I give him 6 because it said 3 at the end of 2023. That was beginning
Then,
of
then,
2024.
then you also got to remember, excuse me, Nintendo.
Hmm.
This scares me with the price. That's their only product. Is the Switch. They have nothing else to lean on, so they can't take a loss. They have to sell that Switch at a profit. So that's what scares me about the price. So I hope they go for 3.99, but they may be 4.99. But I did buy some more shares just in case. So I'm like, hey,
You know, I
You
was
ready,
about
Mr.
to say,
I am not
say
mad
what?
at it.
wait, I was about to say, like, I guess in a business standpoint, would it be possible? Would it be possible, like, what if it turned out Switch 2 isn't doing too well, and I'm talking about like really, really not well? Is it possible for Nintendo to be like, well, at least we got Switch 1?
Mm.
We did something
You
right.
know, Nintendo will sell both. They don't care because remember they'll keep selling them until no one buys them anymore,
Oh yeah,
and they won't cut the price. Nintendo doesn't do sales that much.
they'll yeah, the Switch 1 would still have like a lifespan. I mean,
I
they
think the Switch
still.
One will right. I think the Switch One will be on the
And
market for another 3 years.
in 2023, the Rogue Ally was on 500K, so maybe
Is that
3
it?
in total. Yeah, on the 2023. We don't have
That's
2024 numbers yet.
okay.
So
Let's say
they looking
500.
at
You
like
add
they
another.
guessing 860
Right.
units,
That's my. I don't.
860,000 units.
Right. If you, I give them
So
1 million. I give
per
them. I'll even give you. I give you 1 million. I
1
still
million.
don't think.
So Steam Deck is what 5, maybe 6 million units.
Mhm.
Rogue Ally is 1 million. And what was the other one?
Legion Go.
The
Nova.
Legion, yeah.
I don't think. I think that's so.
Legion Go between 400,000 and 600.
Oh wow.
So to his point, they are no near 20 million units. They
Mm-mm.
can't even breathe the same air.
Because of the price. I mean, people don't think that price will slow you down, but when you start talking about a handheld device that costs five, six, $700, and that battery life can't last you over 4 hours, and then you see the Switch, and if the Switch is going to have all that, then think I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The Switch, if it's like I said, I'm going to come back out and say it. Switch comes at 3.99, it'll sell. If it hit that 4.99, ooh. I I don't see it just being the first ones to sell out, but being long term sellers, I don't know.
Nope. Yeah. I think that's kind of steep for Nintendo. Like, would they do that to us?
Or if
guess
they do the
They would
game,
if they could get
I
away.
know what
They can make
this is what they're
sales.
going. This is what they're going to do. If the game is $3.99, the games are going to be $69. How much are games on Switch now? Mega.
All first party games. Well, I'm talking about like the AAA Nintendo stuff. They're $60.
$69.99 or $59.99?
59, 59.
$59.99. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go up to $69.99. If watch.
Yeah,
They ain't
Oh,
coming
they
for
will
that.
be.
I could see
They
Nintendo doing
will
that
be.
for Switch too.
Yeah, they will be. I definitely see that happening.
That may be a reason why they do that. We'll see. Anybody else have anything on that?
That explains why Xbox probably holding off to see the market before they announce their handheld.
I don't think the technology is where they need it to be for a handheld, because if you can do a raw yalla, you can do whatever you want. But Nintendo, Sony, PlayStation, and Xbox, they're looked at and viewed as the same. So Xbox has to sit back and say, hey, we have to put out a handheld that is sleek, light, and can last at least 5 to 6 hours. If it doesn't last 5 hours to 6 hours, it's not worth having for them, because
Yeah.
it's just not worth having. So they got to think of smart ways to develop a chip or use one of them good chips that is not as power hungry, but dang, it's hard. So we'll see how this all comes out. But I want to get to this next topic. Late last week or middle of the week or something, because to me it wasn't news, but then it became more fake news because people don't know how to read. Now, when people learn how to read and understand, boy, the world will be a better place. And you know why I know the world will be a better place? I'm going to say this
Why?
comment because this is the stupidest thing I heard. This, I know I'm segueing, but this is an intermission. So I know you guys heard. No, then before we get there, we're gonna go back to the. Let me get this off because I know people are stupid. I know you guys heard the story about this lady. Thought she sent Brad Pitt $800,000.
Yes. Oh my
Yes,
goodness,
I
that
seen that.
Okay.
Photoshop quality.
What?
Yeah.
Yo.
I seen
That-
that.
I'm not gonna talk about this, but for
Mm,
me, I
mm,
want to
mm.
empathize for her. But how stupid are you? They were saying, "Oh, all my money's tied up with Angelina Jolie with this divorce." That divorce was over 5, 6, 7 years ago. What the
Mhm.
devil are you talking about? You mean tell me somebody found her on the internet or however they found her? She couldn't do her own research and see what's going on, and you really thought this is what makes you think Brad Pitt wants you? And, and if
I
he
know
needs eight
somebody
hundred
like that.
thousand dollars, are you kidding me? So when I say people are getting dumber and dumber, I mean it. But I digress. Okay, one of our topics was PC gaming dominates content spending, but Xbox and PlayStation are not the game. And what do you guys think of that? I think to me, it's kind of misleading. Yes, PC, because everything's a PC. I mean, you got more PC owners that can be casual gamers than casual gamers on consoles.
And everything's an Xbox now, so
Yeah, so tell
Yeah.
me that I have, let me see, 2 laptops, desktop, and I don't play on my work PC. So, but that's 4 or 5 different devices that how do you, and if you see gaming on it, and I got Steam on it, does that count? I mean, but the money's, I mean, yes, because it's so many people can have PC, and the reason why most people in China PC game because they are not allowed to
Mhm.
have consoles or weren't allowed to have consoles. So of course China makes a big market. It's 1 billion people, and so does India.
Oh, and
So
also console tax. The
Yeah,
taxes are really high
true.
for yeah.
So everybody see this big wondrous PC as being the outdoing everything. I said, keep thinking that. And are they counting? Because phones gonna outdo everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because everybody have a phone.
There you go. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the article? OG, you a big PC gamer.
Nah, you think I'm a big PC gamer?
He laughed.
You talk about how you always be playing on the PC.
Will Rock Ally technically
Do I think
count
it's
in
the
this
ultimate
situation?
destination? Do I think it's the ultimate destination?
I think it's skewed. I think it's skewed. If they're saying the PC market outdoes the Nintendo and all of them combined,
I would say as of recent, it's gained on the consoles. You know, but it's getting there. I mean, if you ain't on a handheld, you're on the PC, it seems like now. For a lot of people.
okay.
So I go for that. That is kind of skewed. Yeah, I can say that. You can say that. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, who's gonna be first to tap that market to find that in between a PC and a console?
That's a good question.
Like a hybrid or something?
Yep.
Just enough of both to be functional,
Mm-hmm.
but affordable. It's tricky.
I
think
don't.
because
Do you see the PlayStation being around another 10 years? Just being a traditional
we'll get
console?
that. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So, I believe eventually it will be the ultimate destination. I do. Not now, though. Not now.
Actually, I think cloud is going to be the ultimate destination when it's all said and done. If you're saying it the next 10 years, all they need to do, or TVs or anywhere, is going to be the destination. That's what I see.
Accessibility.
Yeah. What do you think, Jazz?
I mean, even just looking at the article, it says Windows PCs have been seeing a 65% growth. I mean, who's Windows? Xbox. So
There you
either
go.
way, as I said in the beginning, and many of us said in the beginning, Game Pass was an excellent addition. Even the people on Steam, because like I'm in Reddit a lot of the mainly Steam gamers are, from what I've seen, overwhelmingly agree that Xbox PC Game Pass is an excellent addition to what they already have. So
Exactly.
that's
It
definitely
is.
responsible for a lot of the uptick. So I'm happy to see it.
Yep.
Surge.
Well, I don't see what the big conversation was. I mean, people will always game on PCs. People will always game on console. Why does it always have to be an elite one? Just enjoy what you enjoy.
It does, but you know, people like numbers.
You know, people you get
No,
there you go.
people like being the best, and even when they're not,
That is
that's
true.
what people like doing. They like succeeding in things they have nothing to do with.
I'm the most window shopped item.
My thing is, PC reigns supreme, no matter how you cut it. When you develop in the game, what do you use? When you test the game, what do you use? When you're making a console, you're taking the best part of what? A PC. So It ends where it begins, and it begins where it ends. People always have this conversation because they feel, like they gotta have the best. Like I said, they feel like they gotta have the best, and people will have their reasons for their own version of best. But is there really a wrong answer?
Hey, you got PCs that fit under your in your living room now.
If I'm going mine, I can promise you that.
And some people
Everything has its
only
place.
like their PCs for business and consoles is high.
You
I
certain
ain't mad at it.
PC is
I
not
have one.
There's a lot.
the
I
PC
don't
is
know. I
not
see
for your
pros and
living room.
cons for
I don't
both.
care what anybody says. PC is not for the living room.
It
But
used
hey,
to be until you could put streaming on anything.
Yeah, there
Before
you go.
smart TVs, a PC was available. I can see putting it in there, but now that you can get all these streaming services on the TV, I really don't see the point.
But like before Xbox had like YouTube and Netflix and all that stuff, I did have a PC in my living room like way back when in one of my first apartments. But streaming
Did
wasn't
you?
as readily available.
Yeah.
That's the
could be
reason.
I could be wrong, but I think 80s computers like the Commodore 64 and Apple II, I think a lot of people used it on like their living room since it's kind of like a microcomputer where you can just hook up to like a TV or a monitor or anything,
I
and
see
boom.
what you're trying to say, but no, because those did have connections, I think. And you going back and you weren't even born. So
Mhm.
hey, he's killing me with his philosophical point of view like he was there. But
Nah,
I wasn't
I wasn't
well,
trying
I
to put
know
that.
you were there, so you ain't have to tell me. But he's speaking like, hey, he's speaking as a person that has been there. I'm like, okay, you must have been talking to Neil deGrasse about time traveling. But anyway,
He had a brain
um,
dance.
Well, I do want to see it from your point of view, you know? That's why I brought
well,
it up.
I think those like the Apple II had their own monitor attached to it. They're all in one systems,
Yup.
they
and
did.
then
The
they had
64,
them.
Exhibit
Yeah,
64 had one too.
yeah, the 64 had, and it wasn't much you can do. I think to look at
Ooh,
that
we
on
had
that,
that thing in
but
school. Ooh, I remember this.
yeah,
Mavis Beacon teaches typing.
The thing is, Mark, you can buy them in parts. So you can buy the monitor, you can buy the computer part, you can buy it in parts. A lot of people did that. They went to Radio Shack and they would just buy parts sometimes.
Radio
the
Until
Shack.
they had
flop,
the whole thing.
yeah, the floppy disk drive was sold separately. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure for like the C64.
$800.
hmm
Even
Well, I'm sorry,
Coleco.
what? Wait,
I
what?
don't know. I
That's
was just
actually how
making
much
up a
it cost?
number. I was just
Oh,
making up a
okay.
number. Let me see if it's right
Okay,
though.
because I was about to say.
Even the ColecoVision put out a their own computer. It was called the Atom.
And Atari. Atari 800 XE.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah.
okay. Well, let's get to this other one, the other story that happened last week. What did y'all think all this is bogus? I think
Man in the lane.
people are losing journalistic integrity. But you say what, Sarge?
You said let's check out this story, and I said about a man and a lady.
Okay.
Real quick. The drive for the Apple II was between $495 and $595.
Wow.
I
Wow.
wonder how that is in inflation.
Shoot.
A
Four or
lot.
$500 in inflation. Oh, that'll be about 13 or 1400 now, maybe more. You know, the
Oh,
story was that. What do y'all think about this story that came out? Oh, Microsoft could have shuttered Xbox prior to major acquisition. Report said. Okay, what report? Do y'all heard about that, right? And all they lost all this money. I'm like, how did this become
Well,
a story? Did you guys read all the crap
Real quick.
about Xbox?
$2,379.
Okay.
inflation.
Inflation, yep. $5.95. Now it's $2,379. All right, I'm done.
So what did y'all think about the fake news about Microsoft shuttering down if they didn't buy uh, Blizzard, Activision,
Oh, psh.
Bethesda?
Hateration and this dancery.
Yeah. What I didn't understand is people have thoughts about everything in business about how we can do things different. They chose to invest more money and spend billions of dollars. They didn't spend like, okay, we're just going to up it, the ante. They spent 7.5 billion with the quickness. Then they went out and spent 69.5 billion with the quickness. That doesn't sound to me that you're unsure. And also, the report said that did they not read Microsoft's uh, annual report or reports in general to show that the Xbox division was making a profit? It may not have made the profit that people have thought it was should have made or was going to make, but why is it a point now where people can write articles? Because to me, it's slanderous.
It
And
is
if you put
slander.
out an
The
article like
wording,
that,
yeah.
it could impact your stock price if it got out and people say, "Oh, Xbox is lying," and Microsoft did this and that. They already put out this report, their quarterly report results, and they have to go through, and that stuff is read. And if you lie to the SEC and anybody else dealing with stocks, you are liable
That's a
because you
no-no.
could be misguiding the investor.
Right.
So where did they lie, and how come people don't read? That's what I was telling y'all. People are dumber every day. When I heard this, I'm like, where did they get this information from?
They need
It
to
was
sue them for that. They need to sue them
it,
for
wa-
that.
it was a stock analyst that said, well, not a fund manager. He didn't make his 40% that he wanted to make of an
Mm.
uptick.
So is that why this came
So
That's
that's
why
super
he didn't make.
liable.
Yeah, but
That makes you super liable.
he didn't make his 40%. But he the one who come out there and said that. But he worded the way, but the journalists come in and they do their little part of misrepresent what somebody
Drama.
said. Because once Phil Spencer, Amy Hood get out there and do the financial results, it's in writing. It can't get around that. So, OG, what was your thoughts when you heard this?
Oh, I knew they was lying because I can read.
He said,
I mean,
hydroponics
it's
work for me.
why it's always slander right before,
Yep, right
as we
before
as
an
you
Xbox
say,
event.
Microsoft
Here
about to announce something good. It's always
we
something.
go.
It's always something. Why is the media so against Microsoft and Xbox? You have no idea why. You have no idea why. That's all. That's all I have on that.
Okay. Serge, what about you?
I say it's par for the course. When have they not talked mess about Microsoft and ill of their endeavors?
Okay. Jazz.
And what do they? I want to know what where they got this information from. Whether they
Got it
basing
they
this
From the
got
on?
it
ponies,
from
because they say
they
the same
no,
thing.
they got it from an investor who said that they had a conversation and then for internal that uh, the CEO of Microsoft said, "Oh, I thought about it," but they were mad because Microsoft didn't, or the Xbox division didn't hit a 40% growth. But they were like, "Oh, the games didn't launch." Okay, when you buy a company, it takes 2 or 3 years to get that company ingested, for lack of a better term, into your company, a way to do things and getting things aligned properly. So then you talk about Activision Blizzard. And Activision Blizzard was technically bought last year around this time it was finalized. They're not going to be done aligning everything properly for another, I would say another 6 months. It takes time when you merge two companies. There's a lot of headaches. So funny how this report came out at this time that was bogus, but glad
But
Microsoft came out
when
the
was
next
it
day
released?
last
What,
week. And
7 days?
yeah,
7 days
Microsoft
before the
and Microsoft came right out and shut it down. But they unfortunately, need to hire somebody real quick to say when somebody says that, shut it down that second. Say stop lying. Go get
hmm
your clickbait somewhere else. Um, Jazz, you made a comment.
Yeah, just reading through the article. The CEO reportedly had a choice of winding down Xbox or acquiring more studios to drive Game Pass subscriptions, it says. But like I said, that was delayed. Sorry, I just
And that's
heard.
actually an untruth. He tied his bonus to the growth of Game Pass, which he should at double digit growth, which was a dumb move anyway.
But no, I was just saying that, echoing that comment was echoing what you hear most of the ponies saying. Oh, look, Xbox is broadening Game Pass. They must be going out of business. Oh, look, such and such happened. They going out of business. I'm just like, I definitely don't see that happening at all. And it hasn't
Didn't I?
happened.
I think I started out by saying you spent 7.9 billion, then you spend 69 billion. You don't spend almost 100 billion in gaming to say, "Oh, I'm walking away."
Heck no. You keep that in your pocket, then walk away.
There you go.
That's what I would do. It just didn't make
for
sense.
R&D. CEO bonuses.
There you go.
Edgar, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Mm. Well, first and foremost, the whole was that just like a rumor about Microsoft like shutting down like Xbox? Like what do they mean by shutting down? Like the brand itself or
Brand
like their
itself,
game division?
the brand itself.
Uh I'm just wondering like what the source is from for that.
It was like I said, it was a source from a fund advisor, a person that owns a fund, and they have a considerable. I think he had 400 million in Microsoft, $400 million in Microsoft shares. But all of a sudden, he ended up with 800 million, something like that. So his money did grow.
Mm. But yeah, but yeah, like but yeah, like you said, the data the data is a bit wonky. And first and foremost, it's kind of a weird article. Are all GameSpot articles, this is a little bit off topic, but are all GameSpot articles like this short?
Mm,
Because this
yeah,
article gives me, and it's fine. You said like this was like days before they announced, hey, we're having like a direct. This gives off, hey, don't forget about this vibes.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what this article gives about because I don't know, it feels like a nothing burger to me, like clickbait.
Nothing
no, that's
burger.
exactly what it is. It's clickbait. Ain't no, they don't look like a duck, walk like a duck. It's a duck.
But yeah, that's my
It's
two
a
cents on it. It's just like just
OG.
Oh, I
OG.
gave mine. That's what I
Oh, you
said.
gave yours? Okay.
Yep.
Serge gave his. Yeah, everybody gave theirs. Serge, you gave yours, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna run this last topic all up into one. Um, earlier, late last week, Sony, and I want to get y'all thoughts on one really good part of it. Sony uh, canceled two live service games. One was from Ben Studios, and the other one was from Blue Point. One was a God of War game multiplayer, and thus far, Sony has canceled over 11 or 8 to 10, let's say that much, live service games. So the question I'm asking, because the world is upset. When I say world, I mean PlayStation gamers. They're saying some of them are saying, "Ha ha ha! I'm glad that the live service games are being canceled because Sony needs to focus on what they focus on best, making single player games that everyone loves." My point is, then Yoshida said, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on Yoshida too. He came out, bro. I'm paraphrasing that PlayStation gamers should support buying remasters because then that allows PlayStation to reinvest to make these expensive games. So, on one point, what did you think of what Yoshida said? Is he right? 2 points. Point two, is Sony moving in the right direction by canceling the games? And they've canceled 10 to 12 live service games. And three, are the fans right for saying, hey, I'm happy you messed up, go back to single player games, like that is your specialty? So let's start with you, OG.
I think well, Mr. Ryan, he started all those games out to make something stick to the wall, and now Sony trying to refocus. That's why those games were canceled.
So you think they're trying to get back to the single player
Yeah,
narrative?
maybe smaller single player narratives that's not too expensive, because they're not making their money back. We all know that they don't sell. So
Okay.
I think that's the main issue there.
What do you think
So
about Yoshida comments?
well, Yoshida, he said he wanted to go back. He wanted to make first person games. Period.
Oh, Yoshida said he didn't want to go to live service, but he also said PlayStation gamers should support the remakes that they make so they can reinvest the money from the remakes to make new third party games.
No, I think he wrong. That part I think he wrong on. You don't keep
Said you
rehashing
give
these
us
games. People
money
want new
so we can
games.
continue. Buy
Yeah,
the
people
same
want new
game
games.
5 times so we can make it once.
No, they
That's
wrong for
hilarious.
that. They almost sound entitled, don't they?
You think?
Who's the original, random question, who's the original, creator of, like, the PlayStation? Like, the first PlayStation?
He gone. I forgot that man's name, but he gone.
He said he gone.
No, because
But
I'm wondering
Let me
what
talk to
he
the colonel.
thinks.
He gone.
Yeah,
doesn't
I was
okay,
thinking.
okay. I'm gonna get to I'm gonna get to so OG. Let me get then I'll go to Serge. OG, your point of view is Sony should focus on what they do best and leave these multiplayer games alone. Live
Yeah,
services.
not. I mean, well, the focus was 10 games, and I mean, one here and
I
there
think
should
I
be
think I
fine.
think I think the common misconception is the people are thinking that they canceled or reduced the budget for the single player games. They didn't. They increased the budget, but the more the money from the budget went to the new budget, let's say that, went to the live service games.
To the live service games.
Right. They
Yeah,
didn't
I
decrease
mean,
okay.
yeah, I mean,
So
they did have some success. Helldivers 2.
not their game. They published it.
Well, I think they should make smaller double A games. You don't need the big studio games.
As long as it's fun.
Make some
Okay, Serge,
smaller
what about
games.
you? Okay. Serge, what about you?
Um, I think that they have been failing in live service games and they need to make a game to knock it out the park, whatever that may look like. I don't know if PlayStation is good at live service? Because what live service game from a studio that they backed have they had success with?
Okay.
No, I just think they like they need to refocus on what was successful for them. Like you said, like the skill player, but I don't know if that's a good strategy because they do need something that makes more money than that. 'Cause single player games is a niche group that doesn't really benefit like high profit margins. I don't
Okay.
know.
What about what Yoshida said?
Uh, revisit the look. I want to know what he means about it, like how he would look at it. Because from the standpoint of just making what's already a live service, like if you could make something new, but that's like getting lightning in a bottle, and they don't have money to throw stuff at the wall like that.
Okay.
Honestly,
Jazz, what
they
about you?
what?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just like, I honestly just don't think what they think a live service games may condone what they need to make. They missed
Okay.
the boat with that. The live service game they should have made was that Last of Us multiplayer because they had it and then they just canceled. But anyway, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done for it.
Jazz.
Yeah, to to echo a bit of what Sir Rich said, and I think this is echoing all of our thoughts in some extent, but they really don't have a lot of games, and I say this term loosely, they don't have a lot of games that are worthy of live service, like, because most of them that I can name or think of automatically are single player games. So in that respect, I think they really do need to focus on broadening what they have to offer. And I do agree based on that right there, because even one of the quotes, where was it? I was just reading it. He said it doesn't make sense, to stop making another God of War single player game and then put all the money into live service games, or if that's what they have. So they really need to broaden the spectrum of games available for it to even make sense to put the money towards that. So I get it, but like we all been saying, what about the other games? Like I just played Ninja the other day, Mystical Ninja. That game was fun. Bring back the old
And what
games.
about? So you agree with what Sheeta said?
Yeah, based on the fact that they don't have a lot of like Halos, I'll say air quotes, or Gears of War, stuff like that, then yeah, it would have been a waste of money, so to speak. Or poor
Yeah.
investment, I'll say.
Mega.
Okay, so honestly, the first thing that well, first and foremost, I kind of want to point out, I think I wonder how a God of War multiplayer live service will work.
That'd be crazy.
We
Mod
all
it.
want to know.
Somebody mod it.
The best thing I could think of is, I don't know, gladiator fight or something.
Like for honor.
It was something like that. Yeah. But and I guess, well, why do I think that the canceling like some of their live service stuff that they were planning? Um Probably to like, it's probably that, like, after Ryan left, or like, okay, let's reduce the number of stuff he wants us to like put into action. I still think we may get like some life service stuff, but not as many that like Jim Ryan intended.
Okay. Anything else? What about what Yoshida said?
What's it? So
Bless
Yoshida was like, you should play. He supports PlayStation should buy more. I mean, PlayStation gamers should support PlayStation by buying all the remasters that they make so they can play new games.
That's crazy. I can't believe he said that.
I can.
you.
yeah, it's a bit wild. Honestly, at that point, honestly, at that point, which would you rather have? What Yoshida could have done or what Jim Ryan wanted? Just a question to put out. Um but yeah, has it been confirmed that they're reducing like the budget for the first party stuff in the
They just
future?
canceled the game. You can't reduce a budget when you already spent the money and developed the games. That budget already spent.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like I guess going forward.
Oh, well, they said new ones are still in development. But okay. Anything else?
Mm, I'm good.
Okay, so let me actually ask this question because I heard everybody come from every angle and every spectrum. So I'm gonna go say something real quick and then I'm gonna bring it home. And I'm calling it now because some people don't believe when I tell these people that they when and I'm gonna call it right now, today, Wolverine, when it launches on PlayStation, if it is not um no, on the PC, it's not selling over 5 million the first month. I don't care how you slice it, how you cut it, however you want to do that. You can call it whatever you want to see it. It is
It's gonna
not.
bomb.
No. It's just that I'm going somewhere that budget for that game is probably 150 to 250. And if Astrobot came out, barely sold 1.2 million, and Spider-Man sold barely 4 to 5 million, maybe 10 million overall in 3 years. You got an install base of 70 million PlayStations, but everybody is saying you want him to make single player games. PlayStation players can't support single player games. My point is just slightly different than you guys. Doing the same, what does Einstein say? You're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. People's
Insanity.
mindset, people's mindsets do not have, especially these young kids today. Sorry, they don't have the mindsets to sit down and finish a single player game. Everything is instant. You got to look at the mindset of people who are actually playing these games. If a kid has to sit down for 10 to 12 hours, it's going to take them 2 or 3 months to play the game. Mind you, case in point, a couple of years ago, when we first started podcasting, young Megalix. Oh, I'm playing this game. How far you get? Oh, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it.
I
Not
knew
to
you was
speak
about to
on
use
you.
that example.
Not
I
just
knew you was about to use
Welcome
that
back.
example.
Welcome back.
I knew he was about
Welcome
to come
back.
back to this.
but we all saying what they shouldn't do. My point is you don't know till you try. I would not have canceled if my budget. You don't know what's gonna, and Serge said at the beginning, he was like, you gotta see what sticks. How can you ever see what sticks if you don't release it? Of course, Concord was trash, but you don't know what game would have made it. You can't keep starting over thinking somebody's going to play something. People are too fickle. So something you may do may catch. You already got too many people playing Call of Duty, Madden, Grand Theft Auto, all those games that is taking all of the valuable time. So people keep going back to this that boggles my mind. What did I just start this call? It's call off by saying, what was I playing? Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Then I started playing Elden Ring. Then it stopped me from making my achievements, which I love getting my achievements. But my point I'm making is, and then games that I like, I will sit down and finish and play. But a lot of like Dragon Age, that was a game for me. I'll get into Elden Ring, but Elden Ring's fun. But it's not going to be every game that people sit up here and say, guess what? They need to get back to their basics like hell they do. They need to do more and to try to find. I'm not saying get rid of single player games. That is not what I'm saying. But if you just trying to tell them to go to their old ways, I agree with you. If they said, We're releasing it everywhere. If we do a game and it costs us 200 to 300 million dollars, we putting it on the Switch, we putting it on the PC, we putting it on the Xboxes. We got to get our investment back. If you release Wolverine and 5 million people buy it on PlayStation, that's less than 10% of your install base. Make that make sense that you have 70 million consoles and you can't even hit 20 to 30% of your install base within 6 months.
It's crazy.
So you guys keep telling me, oh, you don't need to go back to basics. You need to say, okay, we doing what Microsoft did. It's called diversify. Do you guys own more than one stock? Do all your stocks just say, okay, I got Coca-Cola stocks and nothing else? It's called diversification of your portfolio. So you have to diversify. I'm not saying everything they're going to do is going to be a success. I'm not saying get rid of it, but what I am saying, they have to be proactive in their endeavors to make sure they can constantly bring in revenue to keep that division running. Anybody disagree with me?
So basically, like, I guess you could say like further like, I guess you could say first party like stuff. The
Right.
games to try and make like more variety in their genres. Like,
Yeah, they have, but what I'm saying is everybody keep thinking the Sony's gonna make the next best Wolverine. Then they're gonna make, and I'm joking when I say, oh, we're gonna make a single Captain America. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be this franchise. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Single player. And if that single player game can't get 15 million within the first 2 to 3 months, it ain't worth it. Because they're pick up and play. There's no residual income from that game. Once you buy it, it's done. Then everybody say, ooh, I like my physical game. Then you get a person going down the street to GameStop to resell it. Sony ain't getting any of that money. Y'all love them used games. It's so I just think it's funny to me where
Use
people
games.
people don't really look at the big picture, they look at their picture. And when you look at a picture, it's like the person only focused on that little object image in the video in the picture. They're not looked at the background. They're not looking at it. It's like somebody trying to tell you to look at a picture and find all the things. No, your mind is staying focused only on the center on what you're looking at, nothing else, because you can't see the big picture. And that's why people don't see that, and people mad at Microsoft because the fact that they're trying to say make money off their games. No, originally I'm like, yeah, it did make sense for them. But when you look at a game costs 400 or 500, let's say a game costs 200 million to make, you at least want to make 100 million on that in addition. So even if Xbox and PC get me at 100 to 200, my profits are gonna come when I put it on Nintendo and Switch. So then that money I could take and reinvest it and buy and make games and also put free games on Game Pass. So I'm taking Sony money and Nintendo money, making sure I can buy third-party games for the Game Pass. How does that not a good way of doing business?
It's called pimping.
So I found it amazing when all this stuff leaked and they said that. I'm like, did anybody see it different? It's just amazing.
A lot of hateration. A lot of hateration.
In this dancery.
They gotta do that because they gotta make their fans happy. The people who just hate for no reason, you gotta fuel it. Because they don't want them
So
to
I keep loyalty.
accidentally play a game and enjoy it.
They waking up though. They slowly waking up. They slowly waking up.
Yeah. Well, that's all our topics. And it is we'll see what things go, and we'll see what happens Thursday at the announcement at the showcase on Thursday at 12 p.m. Central. I'll be watching it because I'm making sure I'm gonna do my lunch around that time. But that's what we have, and thank you guys for showing up tonight, spending your time with us, and let us talk about gaming and invading your space for at least 90 minutes or more. That being said, let's get our outros. So we're going to start with the one that won't be here for the next couple of months while he's in school. We don't know where to catch you, but we'll know you walking with a book bag. So where you so Mega,
Yay.
what will you be playing while you in school? No, let me rephrase it since we won't talk to you in a bit. What game will you beat before the end of before the end of June?
Before the end of June,
Because you're in school, so I'm giving you a big,
Where
big,
can we
big, big.
find you? What you gonna be doing for gaming?
mostly just going to be on my Switch, be on my Ally, be on my Switch, be on my Ally. Maybe play some of
Okay,
my old game
okay.
consoles if I.
Push back,
Yeah.
step back. I said, what game are you gonna beat?
Oh, what game am I gonna beat? Oh, Sonic Frontiers, because I know
Okay.
I'm at the last world of that game.
Oh, okay. So, okay, that's good. You'll beat that by June. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see me being that. I can see me being that pretty quick.
Okay, I'm happy for you. No, studies come first, so I'm giving you some breaks. Study, study, study.
True,
All right.
true.
OG, where can we find you?
Find me every Monday with the rest of the crew. You can also find me on X, OG Facebook, All Things Geeky, Blue Sky, OG That's about it.
Okay. Serge, what about you?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube at Sir Rich. You can find me on X as Sir_Rich. You can find me. It's just Sir Rich on there. Sir Rich. You can find me on Facebook as Sir Rich Gaming. And you can find me on Twitch as Sir Rich. Got a couple of videos I'm working on now. Got some stuff
Okay.
coming out on YouTube. Some
I
hefty
got to
hefties.
figure out. I got to get me a card so I can go straight from streaming from my Xbox to my.
To the PC.
No, yeah, the Xbox to the PC. Yes, yeah, something like whatever you got to do that. Does your PC have to be in the same vicinity?
Makes it easier, but
It won't go through Ethernet, so I couldn't use the Ethernet.
oh, I use Ethernet. That's the best.
Meaning, what I mean, I got Ethernet all through my house, so if I plug it in the switch, it'll pick it up in the other room.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's what I meant. Plug it up with Ethernet. Because the bandwidth should be.
Technology.
Okay. Jasmine, where can we find you?
You can find me also on Twitch, Instagram, kinda, sorta, every once in a while. Facebook, Twitter/X. I'm starting to post more clips there.
Okay.
Kind of got overwhelmed with social media. Still am, but blah. And also,
Aren't you in school again?
It starts tomorrow.
Okay. Then.
Yep. So I had to stream a little bit today.
Yeah, get it out of because you got to go to school.
Yep. And
Yeah, I'm not alone.
Nope. And last but not least, YouTube, which tomorrow actually have a video premiere of that game I mentioned. So please check it out. That is something else. My sister was enjoying watching my agony, but that's where I'll be.
Oh, you know what? I meant to say this when we were playing Elden Ring. I meant to mention that earlier about you and your character. She got a character that looked like a big old bobblehead. I was rolling.
I sure do.
He looked like She looks like a bobblehead. So
Oh, my lion head. That's one of the. I got that from one of the first bosses in the DLC.
it still look like a bobblehead. That's funny.
Bobblehead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I'll be here Mondays with the rest of the crew. Gaming is the one on Xbox, PlayStation, and I will probably try to stream Friday again. Elden Ring, because I'm
To
having
be
a good time.
continued.
Yeah, to be continued. I wish you was twitching that so people could have seen what we were.
I still got it. I think I'm gonna upload it. The only thing it didn't
Yeah.
record, I think, was my voice, but it got everybody else's.
Oh, then that's great. Because then, to me, I wish if you caught the invasions, because the invasions were the funniest part to me. But that was fun.
Now
So,
you talking, I can see if I can pull a clip up, but go ahead.
yeah, so I mean, I just thought it was real nice that we had the opportunity to sit down and play, because that game, it makes more sense when you got going with a crew and you fighting, and they do buff up the bosses in the battle, because if it's 3 people, they buff it up a little more.
And it's funny because a lot of the invaders only expect 1 people, and then we pop out, we're
Yeah.
like, ha ha!
I was in the shadows.
But even when we were on the roof, that guy was determined. I'm like, he saw all 3 of us. I'm like, he should have just said, "Forget it, I'm out." So, but I guess he
Like
was
that
like,
one guy who just jumped off.
I gotta
He
see
was
what
like, "Hey,
happens.
where is it?"
Yeah.
Death.
But I think
Tired of looking.
we had a great time. Like this, and I'm like, oh. So, like I said, I'm just trying to level up a little more in Elden Ring, get myself ready. So when I start fighting these battles, I fought a man in the boat today. I beat him up.
The
That
ghost
that sounds funny out of context.
A man in the boots.
I beat a guy in a boat today. He wasn't that high. Like, dang, he was just trying to fish or something.
He was in a boat and he looked like a ghost, so I had to take him out. I'm gonna pick a fight with the man on the horse at the first start. That's why I want to pick a fight
Oh
with.
boy. Oh boy.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Surge, take us out, like and subscribe, and we'll see you
Nah, I
guys
found the
next week.
clip.
Or if it's you found the clip.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do the intro or the outro if you want.
Yeah,
I'll still pull
the
it up.
outro. Yeah.
Oh, it's time to holla.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla,
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 holla, holla, holla, holla.
holla, everybody. Holla, 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 holla.
No, we had a good time.
Holla, holla.
Like and subscribe.
It was a good
Let me holler at you, 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 let me holler at you. Holla, 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 bitch, don't you hear me? Bitch, I'm hollering, holla, 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 holla.